Hi, my name's Sarah, and I'm here to take you for the next hour on a guided exploration of one of the best salt marshes left in the entire San Francisco Bay. We're here at China Camp State Park, which is part of the San Francisco Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve. And the first thing I want to do is show you exactly where we are, because our bay is a little altered, but there are still some amazing spots like this one, and I want to make sure you can get back to it. So I've got a map here of the San Francisco Bay. There are two rivers that come together and they join into the delta and feed into the San Francisco Bay. These rivers are the Sacramento and the San Joaquin River, and together they bring in 90% of the fresh water into the San Francisco estuary. All of the salt water comes in through this 1 mile wide opening through the spectacular Golden Gate. We're here at China Camp State Park. And China Camp not only is an amazing salt marsh, but it has a rich history, a rich human history. And we want to learn a tiny bit about that history before we start exploring the marsh. So I've asked one of the state park rangers to join us. The state park ranger's name is Mike Lair. Hi, Mike. Thanks for coming out today.
Thanks for having me.
Mike's going to teach us a little bit of the human history of China Camp, and we're going to show you some footage of the Chinese village, which is nearby.
Hello, my name is Ranger Michael Lair. I've been a ranger here at China Camp for just about 3 years now. I've been asked today to give a brief history of China Camp and what it was then and what it is today. So let's start out in the mid-1800s. California is booming with the gold rush. Hard times are in China. Chinese come over to California to take part in the economic boom. They land in San Francisco, end up going up to Sacramento, where they're mining for gold and building the Transcontinental Railroad. Unfortunately, towards the end of the 1800s, the railroad has come to an end. It's built. 5,000 Chinese are laid off. The Chinese miners are pushed out of the gold mine, so they have no way to make a living. They fall back on what they know best, and that was shrimping and fishing. They get the nets ordered from China. The nets arrive here in the U.S. They get on their boats, head out to San Pablo Bay. They use stake nets, but they put the nets in the ground with the mouth open towards the tidal waters. The water would push the shrimp into the nets. The nets then would be offloaded into the boats themselves. The boats would be brought to shore where the shrimp was processed. The big shrimp was sold locally here in local markets. The other shrimp was sold off to a shrimp mill to China and other parts of the area. This went on until the early 1900s when restrictions came along that eliminated the best fishing season for shrimp, as well as banning the stake nets that they used for the shrimping. However, they were able to get over the nets because they devised a way of putting the net behind the boat. They would call trawling. Pull the net behind them, and that would act as a current. So as the net was being pulled, the shrimp were being pushed into the boat. The boat, once the net was full, they'd offload the shrimp into the boat, and then it was too brought ashore and processed. We still do have one fisherman here by the name of Frank Kwan who still does the trolling, and he's actually out in the bay with the troll, fills the nets up, and he brings it back. Unfortunately, we don't use it for the restaurants now. It's basically sold for bait shrimp. Frank's one of the last Chinese fishermen here at China Camp, and he's been doing this for many years. If you're ever out in the area, you might want to stop in and see Frank. You might catch him on the dock. He could be out there offloading some shrimp or maybe even mending the net. Today, China Camp is 1,500 acres of recreation area. We have hiking, biking, we do kayaking, we have a beach for the sun goers, as well as a 30-site tit campground. So if you're ever out in this area, come on down, see us, and say hi to Frank, and see if you can catch him on the boat with some bay shrimp. Great. Say hi to Ranger Mike, too, if you're out here.
That's right.
Thank you very much for coming out today.